Good morning. Welcome to Tune In Tuesday with Tasso on Tasso Talks. So let me see if I can get it better. There we go. Okay, so I know you guys expect, but maybe come to expect that I wake up every morning and I come rushing around some weird kind of theme for the day or dance around the thing with a mop. But today is a little bit of a low energy kind of day for me. It's think about last week. I had the opportunity and the ability to be at church an awful lot. Some 7-8 hour days there, some 4-hour days there. At the same time, servicing members. So it's a day that it's a little frustrating. It's built up because as a business owner, all of us are experiencing the kind of things where we have to do our daily business. We have to apply for loans with the government. We have to look for where the revenue is going to come for our clubs. And most of all for me, it's I miss my members. I have over 400 members that have been with me for 25 years or more, and I miss those people. I miss that group in the morning that they're always teasing each other, and they go out to dinner outside. They've developed a community there because of our club and our relations. And my young staff members, they benefit from it because my one-on-one clients, over 20% of them are over the age of 70 years old. So the second thing is we've got a sensory overload, man, trying to figure out what's going on with everything around us. And then, there's the daily challenges that we have. Like I said, of applying for loans and things of that nature. So I want to tell you why those things don't bother me and why today is Tune In Tuesday. And Tune In Tuesday is a great day because, listen, we've got Ariel, we've got Holly, we've got Jim, we've got Heather, we got the medical panel today. And there's things after last night's seminar that we need to focus on today. I wanted to show you very quickly one of the things. Let's see if I can get a good picture of this and share with you guys. All right, let me get that there. I took a picture of my journal before I left the club last night when I did the seminar, the webinar with you guys. And you see this? You can't read it because the camera makes it backwards. I've got to figure out how to do that better. But that is my creative tension. Look, I have my circle of discontent down here. I've got over here my creating my future vision. And look at that. If you look at that, you can see I actually drew the box in there. But then my future vision is so vivid. Oh, there it went on me. There you go. My future vision is so vivid for me that it took a lot of writing for me to get it on the page. Let's see if I can get that thing better. So if you haven't done this yet, start to do this. So it took me about an hour and a half to sit there and, literally as Phil said when he first told us about the creative tension, you want to do what you want to do is you want to be able to smell it. You want to be able to see it. You want to be able to feel it when you put that creative tension to work, because the bigger you dream, the better you describe what you want, the more that slingshot effect starts to help you in going forward. So I don't mean to start out on a depressing note with that opening, but I want to show you a couple tools that I have, and a couple things. Number one of all is you should understand that I miss my members and I stay in contact with them. With my team and I, I'm blessed to have a lot of great people who care about my members like I do, and we call our members. We reach out as much as we can. We're trying to make sure our records are good enough and strong enough to use technology on that to be able to do that. But, the things I want you to concentrate on are a couple of things. But number one, let's focus on our exercise routine today. Let's increase the intensity of it. As I said yesterday for Mighty Monday, I said, let's make sure that we are sure to say to ourselves, what one thing are we going to push? Is it going to be the intensity of our exercise? Is it going to be a little bit better how we eat in the supportive eating? The second thing I want to tell you about this is that one of the reasons that I can stay motivated and I can go through this and I can get up this morning and I can get going is because I was tired last night. I had a great night's sleep and I got up this morning and just, you get up and the weight of everything's on you. And you know what? I get up, first thing I do is I have my prayer rule. I sit down. For you, it may be to take Ariel's meditation, go back on the thing first thing in the morning and do her meditations. Look at Heather's notes on journaling. I journaled I journaled a lot last night because when I find when I write down the things I'm thinking about that are problems, solutions start to come to me. And then rather than raining and pouring bad things on me, it rains and pours good ideas and solutions through the day. I want you to know that you, as part of the 55-day group, are an integral part of how all of us keep going. When you think about all the people on this team that is guiding you through this 55 days, they have the same challenges I have. They're applying for loans for their companies. They're trying to be with their families. They may miss seeing, I miss seeing my grandkids every day. Those kind of things are things that we are all bearing with. But you know what pulls us together? That we know that we're helping people, and that in our hearts and souls, we are helping people. I also want to show you another thing that I pulled out of the closet last night. If you look at this shirt, I don't know how good you can see it, but there's holes in it here. That's a hole. That's not the back of the shirt. That's a hole. Okay, that's a holes in the armpits. Why I got this shirt on? I can afford a better shirt, right? Well, this shirt is the first shirt that was ever given to St. Stephen's summer camp that was founded by my spiritual father and a group of priests and myself. And I had the joy of being at camp for over 20 years. That was there for every moment of it every year. In that camp, Father Michael, who was my spiritual father at the time, he would tell me, he says, I get frustrated because I want things to get done, and they weren't getting done, and we were having to move our site everywhere, every year almost, it seemed like. And people had never heard of us having a summer camp in this metropolis. So people would tell me, they go like, I get a lot of no's. And I would get a little frustrated. And so I would go to him and express my frustration and say, hey, listen, the only reason it's so hard right now is because it's going to be so great. And indeed, we've done great things. That's a camp today that when they put out the application to sign up for the camp, you have a camp of 5 weeks of camps with kids, boys and girls. It sells out in like 3 minutes. All the sessions, 6 sessions I believe they have now. So that's something that, that's a lesson that I learned. And I put this shirt on, I have a connection to it. The other thing is when I did my prayers this morning, I pulled this out. This is called a koboskini. Now, why this is so important is when I do my prayers and I use these knots to move along, I create an emotional and physical connection to the peace that I have when I do my meditation, my prayer. There's a physical connection to it. So during the day, if I get frustrated and I have it in my pocket, I have a smaller one. If I have the smaller one in my pocket or I happen to be wearing it on my wrist, okay, this is what I wear on my wrist at night when I sleep or when I do my prayers because it's got 100 knots in it. I have one that I even have one for my finger that has like 10 knots on it. That knot brings me back to that peace. I create a pathway mentally that helps me there. So those are a few things I wanted you to know. So to make Tuesday Tune-In Tuesday great for you, make sure you get on with Ariel and Heather and the medical panel tonight. Focus on your eating, intensify your exercise, and work on your creatives. You don't have to be perfect. I've done several of them since I've been with Phil, so you don't have to be perfect on the first one. The final thing I want to talk to you today is something I think is very important as we're doing these little steps, and that's live in the solution. The other day I told you the story about the two brothers that one had become successful, one had become a drunk. And the one that had become successful, when they asked him how he did that or what motivated him, he said, my father was a drunk. And the other one that was a drunk said the same thing, my father was a drunk. We are able to choose our, not outcome, our circumstances. We can't choose them. We have them, but we can choose how we live in those circumstances, the outcomes we have from it. So we do that by living in the solution. And you have the solution unfolding before you right in these 55 days. Because as Phil said last night, this is not just an exercise program. A lot of you probably got it because I needed exercise at home. It's not just an exercise program. It is an exercise program. It's a lifestyle program from the standpoint of your eating. It's a mindset program. No matter where you fall on that triangle, the six point triangles of changing your life, that part where it's cellular health, mindset, and spiritual health, no matter where you fall on that spiritual spectrum, whether it's as a Christian or a Jewish or you're an agnostic, wherever you fall, you understand there's an energy that guides you in this life. And I wonder if I should shut that light. Hold on. Is that better? I see a glare coming off. My head's already shiny enough, isn't it? And then I have that thing coming up there. So hopefully that doesn't darken the picture too much. So we have this this ability of a solution before us. And here's the one thing I want to tell you about that solution is we are all can be victims of a disease continuum that has us going towards poor health, pain every day, inflammation in our bodies. We have the opportunity to reverse that disease triangle and go back. So what I have to say to you is you can live in the burden of bad health and feeling poorly every day and not having energy, or you can live in the joy of a vibrant life. If you only take the components of this program together and put them together and work from that standpoint. I want to say hi to Scott Davenport. Guy's written some great books in youth ministry for us. If you have young kids you want to really get the right message to, he's got some great books. Hey, Scott, and there's Nona Kiva out there. Hi, Nona, out in Montana. It's really early out there for you to be up. God bless you. So in closing, I just want to tell you that the things I'd like to tell you is remember this. Even though you're tired, it's tough, you maybe get that negative talk monster coming into you, fight it back. Fight it back with all the resources you have on Tune In Tuesday. And I picked that because TNT, because you can be explosive in your life today. You can have an explosive situation where good things explode onto the scene for you. The other thing is live in the solution. So uplift your energy by having your things that you do. You go into your journal, write down as many solutions you think of. Find yourself a physical, mental contact like my Koboskini, my prayer rope. It may be a rosary for Catholics. It may be a lucky crystal rock you have, whatever it is. Go and find that. Because as you find a serenity and you do the meditations with Ariel and you have these good feelings and you sit and you give yourself that time, then you're going to be able to get a better feeling about what you do. And that day when you have that stress come up, and Jim Rohn says, don't be frustrated, be fascinated. So we're going to be fascinated by the solutions that we are able to craft and the things that we're able to do when we sit down and follow this program and engage our lives in it. We have the time to do it now. The blessing we have for this coronavirus is we have the things to do. Oh yeah, don't forget having your favorite shirt that reminds you of challenges that you had victories out of, and great things. Probably the greatest single thing I think I've ever done in my life as an accomplishment is that summer camp, because my kids enjoyed it. They had friends they developed for life. So, and this is what the 55-day group is going to do for you. It's going to give you friends and resources for life now. A life of joy, a life free of the burden of bad health. It's not, like we said, not just an exercise program. It's an opportunity to blow up your life in a good way, as they would say. So I'm wishing you only the best energy and love and happiness today. Start these processes. Intensify your workout. Focus on your food. Get on the resources that you have today. Get in that journal and start making your creative tension. That if you didn't hear the webinar last night, go back. It's on. Phil showed you how to navigate the website last night and begin to move in that direction. So God bless you guys. We look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning at 7:45. And it'll be Wednesday, and I don't know if it's going to be Wild Wacky Wednesday or what it's going to be, but we'll think of a motto for tomorrow. And God bless.